We're back for our daily MLB Best Bets here on August 19th. Yesterday, a positive day, 3-2, looking for more of the same and even better today, obviously, with all 30 teams going at it. And folks, before we get into the video, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for some more daily MLB Best Bets here on the channel. Yesterday, we got back into college football, obviously. College football week 0 is this week. Go make sure to check out our full college football predictions for week number 0. That is linked in the description down below. Broke down and predicted every single one of the 5 games this week. And yes, for week 1 and so far and so forth, we will have every single game predicted. So if there's legitimately 80-something games, which there usually are, I talk about every single one. Even Louisiana Lafayette versus UL Monroe. Okay, we do it all. So make sure to join us for college football season. That first video is linked in the description down below. And on Greedo Plays MMA this week, we got a lot of content. Our UFC Shanghai predictions with Ming Yang Zhang and Johnny Walker in the main event. Aljamain Sterling, Brian Ortega co-main. Also, yesterday we posted our PFL predictions. Fabian Edwards, Dalton Rosta in the main event. And later today are actually, like right now, on the channel, if you're watching this video when it comes out, the Contender Series predictions for week 2 are out on Greedo Plays MMA as well. Go make sure to check out all those videos this week on Greedo Plays MMA as we get on to the first of our 5 best bets. Kicking things off with the early game yet again for the second consecutive day. We are going to Brewers versus Cubs. This time, I think I know when to jump off the Brewers today. I'm going Cubs. Okay. Hear me out here. It is minus 40, not the best odds. I have a feeling I'm recording this video at about midnight. I have a feeling these odds are going to shift a little bit to the Brewers, so I think we're going to get this at close for around minus 130 personally. Just because of how well the Brewers have been playing, the fact that the Brewers won yesterday at Wrigley Field. So, okay, we took the Brewers yesterday, and it was a great play for us, right? Freddie Peralta got himself out of a huge jam early in that game. Brewers end up winning 7-0. They tack it on late against Chicago. They were supposed to play 2 games yesterday. That was obviously the first half of the doubleheader. The second game got rained out, so that's why we have a doubleheader today instead. Okay. Brewers bullpen is backed up. They had to play a bunch of extra innings games or back-to-back extra inning games to close the weekend in Cincinnati. And yesterday they didn't have to use that much of their bullpen, don't get me wrong. Peralta gave them, I believe, 6 innings, and they got to use back-end guys at the end of it. But still, bullpen is somewhat backed up. It's better now, but you got to think the Brewers again are aware of the fact, okay, we got to play again later today. And all the Brewers got to do to, well, the Brewers, I mean, you're content if you're Milwaukee to take 1 here. I think you are. Tomorrow you get Mizorowski and Colin Rie on the mound. You know, I think the Brewers are content with winning just 1 game today. And this is not an official bet. I'm going Brewers money line in the second game. It's about even money. I believe Brandon Woodruff and the Brewers are going to win the second game of this doubleheader. Again, my favorite bet today out the 2 is this game, so it's an unofficial bet. But I would take the Brewers in game 2 of the doubleheader at 5 o'clock. I do believe Brandon Woodruff's going to go right through this team personally. That's besides the point, though. The first half of the doubleheader, I am taking Chicago. Second half, we're taking Milwaukee, but the official bet's the Cubs. Matt Boyd's pitching for the Cubs, and Matthew Boyd has been a very good pitcher throughout 2025. He really struggles to get run support. Like, I remember when Matt Boyd pitched against the Nationals earlier in the year, the guy went, I believe, 7 or 6 no-hit innings. His team lost 2-0 in DC, you know? Boyd's last 4 starts, the Cubs have actually lost. He pitched a great start against the Toronto Blue Jays last Thursday against Max Scherzer. He goes 7 innings, 6 innings of shutout baseball, and then Vladimir Guerrero hits a 2-run shot in the 7th inning. Blue Jays win the game 2-1. And the Cubs had another bases loaded opportunity in that game, just like they did yesterday against Milwaukee. They couldn't come through. Boyd against the Cardinals wasn't great. 5 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs. Against the Orioles back on August 2nd, he goes 7 innings, 4 hits, 0 runs. His team loses the game 4-3. So Boyd's been extremely unlucky. His ERA in the month of July was 1.97. His ERA in the month of August is 2.37. So Boyd's been pitching well. It's just the fact he has not gotten run support and the Cubs are not playing their hottest baseball. I think they're going to win in this first half of the doubleheader, partially because I think Boyd's going to shut down the Brewers. I believe that. Trust me, I know how good the Brewers are. This devil magic. No, I need to not call it devil magic because it's not. Like, it's just they play without a superstar. I got to applaud them, right? I wish my team could do that. But I do believe Boyd's going to have a lot of success against the Brewers lineup today. I think so. Cubs are I think they're sitting Kyle Tucker for the rest of the series, which will be interesting because he's been struggling a lot. I guess. Cool. You know, the reason I'm going Cubs, though, is Boyd, and it's also Chad Patrick going for the Brewers. Patrick with a 3.52 ERA in the season, but here's the thing, he's not going to go more than 5 innings. Like, that's the max Chad Patrick's going to go. In his last 6 starts, they've all been 5 innings. ERA is about 4.3, 4.4-ish in those last 6 starts, in which the Brewers have lost every single one of those games. The Brewers have not won a Chad Patrick start since May 31st against the Philadelphia Phillies. Patrick hasn't pitched in a month and a half with the big league club. He has not been back in a while. He got moved out of the rotation in July, and he's been pitching in AAA ever since. But again, what are we going to get out of Chad Patrick coming up for the first time? He's been brought up as the 27th man. Obviously, you're allowed an extra player for the doubleheader, so that's exactly what Chad Patrick is today for Milwaukee. But again, his first start in the major league level for over a month. I don't love it. I don't. And again, he struggled to go 5 innings. I don't know what he's going to be in his first start back. Obviously not an injury concern, right? But it's just, you haven't been pitching at the major league level, and you get summoned to go take on the Cubs at Wrigley Field. I just don't like it. And again, the Brewers hadn't won a start with Chad Patrick since May 31st. They lost 6 in a row with this guy going for them. You know, he's just not going to go deep. It's not the type of guy you want going in game 1 of a doubleheader, because you need length out of a guy. And maybe if the Cubs put a couple runs early on him, and the Brewers potentially just leave him out to dry in this game, just because they need bullpen depth for the second half of the doubleheader, with Woodruff potentially in a much more winnable game for them. I think Chicago gets it done early today in the first half of the doubleheader. I get it. The Brewers are playing great baseball. I think the Cubs, though, get this one to kick off the day. Let's move on to our second best bet of the video. We go to our second money line. We are combining the Nationals and player prop today, because legitimately my favorite player prop today is in the Nationals game, and I don't feel like doing 2 Nationals bets today, so you'll see. And yeah, my favorite player prop's a Nats bet, so we'll see it. We're going to Pittsburgh for the Pirates and the Blue Jays. I'm taking Blue Jays money line in the second half, or the second game of this 3-game set in Pittsburgh. Line's at -135 for Toronto. Since I made the graphic, it's up to -140. Great. Whoops. I think this will max out at -145, which I don't love. When I made the graphic an hour ago, it was at -135. Now it's -140. People are betting the Blue Jays for good reason. The Blue Jays are probably going to win today. So that's why we're going with them. Pitching matchup, Max Scherzer and Mitch Keller. Keller's been serviceable. I'll give him that. His last start was horrible against the Brewers. Now, it is Milwaukee, but Keller goes 4 innings, 8 hits, and 6 runs in that game against the Brewers. Prior to that, the Pirates had actually won 5 consecutive starts in which Mitch Keller had gone. His ERA in those last 5 starts, though, was like 5. So, he's not the reason they're winning. His ERA so far in the month of August is 8. It's 3 starts. But against the Rockies, 5 innings, 7 hits, 5 runs, albeit that's at Coors. Reds, not a bad start, 5 2/3, 6 hits, 2 runs, and then obviously that atrocious last start against the Milwaukee Brewers. Pirates beat the Blue Jays yesterday. They did. Paul Skeens pitching. Skeens gave him good 6 innings. Obviously, he got the no decision because what's new, but the Pirates found a way to win the game late yesterday against Toronto, something they have struggled to do all year long. Blue Jays lead in the American League East is still actually 5 games. It's a back and forth battle with them right now, with them and the Tigers right now, to see who gets the overall #1 seed. Ultimately, right, if both these teams though stay where they're at, they're both going to be in the postseason, obviously, and they're both going to get buys, because it seems like the American League West winner, which I think is going to be the Astros right now. I don't know, the Astros and Mariners are playing bad baseball. Anyways, that team's probably gonna have to put the wild card around against likely the New York Yankees. No, they're winning. I don't know. I don't know who's gonna be the 3rd wild card. Boston Red Sox. We'll see. Maybe the Guardians. We'll get to the Guardians later. Anyways, I'm going Blue Jays today. The Blue Jays are the better team. That goes without saying. Matchup-wise, yes, today favors them a lot. So yesterday, Pittsburgh actually beat, Toronto. We went over it. Skeens pitched. It's okay. Vlad's out. Guerrero hurt his hamstring. I don't think he's going to be back, within the next week or so. He's definitely not going to play today, even if he did avoid a major injury. He's sure as hell not playing right after suffering the hamstring injury. That sucks. We're probably going to get Ty France innings at first base, which, it's okay. It's okay. I don't think Mitch Keller is going to be great. Max Scherzer, guys, Unc still got it. Love the guy. At 41 years of age, Max Scherzer is still a very quality pitcher in the major leagues. Very quality. Struggled early in the year, coming off the injury. The last 3 starts have been last 4 starts have been lights out for Max Scherzer, especially the last 3. We go back to July 27th against the Tigers, 7 innings, 3 hits, 3 runs. Last 3, though, in August. ERA 1.89 so far in the month. Against Kansas City, Mad Max goes 6 innings, 5 hits, 1 run. Dodgers, 6 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs. Cubs, 7 innings, 5 hits, 1 run. That game we talked about earlier, in which Matt Boyd started as well. Scherzer's been really good, and he's been extremely efficient because, at least recently, teams don't really wait on Max Scherzer. Like, especially that Cubs game, they were swinging first pitch every single time on Max, and Max is forcing outs. Max is forcing flyouts. He's getting ground outs as well. I gotta give Scherzer a lot of credit. He's extremely efficient at this point of his career. And that's really the only way you can do it. I mean, Scherzer against the Cubs, right? 7 innings, 1 run, only 3 Ks, but you go 7 innings and give up 1 run. I mean, any team in the league is going to take that. Again, I don't know who wants a 41-year-old in their team. Not a lot of teams will, but a team like Toronto, obviously, who's in the midst of a playoff and a World Series hunt and a pennant chase, yeah, they're going to take a 41-year-old like this who can still contribute at this age. So Scherzer against a mediocre Pirates lineup. We will be good here. Trust me, we will be fine. It's a mediocre Pirates lineup. Yes, they scored a couple runs late. It was a very fluky victory, though. I mean, Henry Davis scored on a wild pitch. There was an error in the 8th that scored a run, and then Henry Davis knocked in a guy on a sacrifice fly. It wasn't like some dominating offensive performance for the Pirates. They just found a way to win, and I'll give them credit. They put guys in the base paths, which, again, you can't score if you don't have guys on base. They only had 6 hits all game long, and they won 5-2. Sure, I'll give them credit. I think tonight's going to be a lot different, and I believe Max Scherzer obviously is going to show up. No, hell, I know Max Scherzer is going to show up, and the Toronto Blue Jays are going to be fine in this game. Again, no Vladimir Guerrero does scare me a little bit, but this is still arguably the best team in baseball. I mean, I don't think they are, but they're right there. This is one of the best teams in baseball, one of the best teams in the American League. Give me the Toronto Blue Jays to go on the road and beat the Pittsburgh Pirates. Again, Toronto's 20 games over 500. The Pirates are 20 games under 500. I wonder how this one goes. Give me the Toronto Blue Jays to win this one. -135. The line is shifting a little bit, unfortunately. We're probably going to have to play it at -140. That sucks. Still, give me the Toronto Blue Jays to win the game on the road. We move on now to our third best bet of the video. It is our Washington Nationals best bet of the day, and also it's combined with our favorite player prop of the day. And yes, my favorite player prop of the entire day is Jake Irvin under strikeouts. Guys, this is not going to go well for Jake Irvin. Last week I was trolling a little bit and said that the Nationals were going to sweep the New York Metropolitans. That's not happening. Maybe we'll get 1. Maybe we will. Maybe we'll get 2. Honestly, with Lord and Gore going on Wednesday and Thursday, we're not getting tonight. I mean, Mets are -200 favorites. Obviously, we're not playing money line on either side, nor are we playing run line for the Nationals. There's no point. Instead, we will go under on Jake Irvin strikeouts today. The line is 3.5. I know what you're thinking. That's extremely low for a starting pitcher in Major League Baseball. Oh, I agree. Jake Irvin hasn't done this in his last 5 starts. Yep, even in a start in which he went 7 innings in his home state of Minnesota, Jake Irvin went 7 innings, 5 hits, 2 strikeouts, and 2 runs. He's just not a strikeout pitcher. It's just not what he does. Guys, I've been one of the biggest supporters ever and biggest fans of Jake Irvin. Jake Irvin is not a starting pitcher in Major League Baseball right now. Maybe he can be, and he shows moments of brilliance like he did in Minnesota. He needs to figure it out down in AAA. I believe that. His velo's been down all year long. I just think he needs to figure it out, and I don't think it would hurt him going down to AAA and trying to refine his craft. And I also don't want to see Jake Irvin on the opening day roster next year. The only 3 pitchers I want to see on the opening day roster are Gore, Cavalli, and Brad Lord. Maybe Josiah Gray. But I don't know about Jake Irvin, man. He hasn't been good. So, again, we detailed these last 3 starts in the month of August. Okay, 9.5 ERA in the month. Last starting to win against the Royals, Jake Irvin goes 4 innings, 7 hits, 6 runs. His team gives him a 5-0 lead in the first inning. He then gives that up. Royals tie the game. Eventually, the Nationals end up winning that game thanks to Dalen Lyle. But, yeah, Irvin goes 4 innings, 7 hits, and 6 runs in that game. Start before that, I was in attendance for Jake Irvin bump day in San Francisco. It's the one game the Nationals didn't win in San Francisco. Yes, they beat the Giants in a 3-game series. By the way, yesterday, Giants-Padres money line. We got robbed. I don't care. Padres can't hit for the first 7 innings. Xander Bogaerts hit that home run in the 3rd inning. 2nd inning, somehow, I don't know. Just because Elliot Ramos can't catch a baseball doesn't mean it was fan interference, okay? Even the Giants commentators were laughing at the fact that it should not have been fan interference. They call it an out, and Padres end up losing by 1 run. We got robbed, okay? We should have been 4-1 yesterday. Anyways, I was pissed. That was ridiculous. Slightly, too, because Nestor Cortez couldn't throw the ball for the plate early in the game. Or at least, no. He just kept throwing it with right down the middle. Let the Giants score 4 runs in the first inning. They don't score for 8 straight innings after, and they still win. Ooh, man. Anyways, yeah, Jake Irvin bumped day against the Giants sucked. 5 1/3, 8 hits, 4 runs. Brewers on August 2nd, 4 innings, 8 hits, 5 runs. Exactly, right? Like, Jake Irvin's just, he's not an efficient pitcher. He's going to get knocked out of this game early. I think he goes 5 innings max. He's not getting 4 strikeouts in 5 innings. Again, I just know how Jake Irvin works. Royals start 3 strikeouts. Sorry, he's not going to get 4 strikeouts. Irvin against the Royals, 3 strikeouts. Against the Giants, 3 strikeouts. Against the Brewers, 2 strikeouts. Twins, 2 strikeouts. Reds, 1 strikeout. Yeah. He's getting close. Give him credit. But the strikeout numbers have been so down for Irvin recently. And you look at the Mets lineup, again, you know I'm not fond of the Mets at all. I legitimately hate the Metropolitans. Yeah, this is all right. We're okay here, trust me. Soto, you know, Soto's been in the ball all right. You can watch the Little League World Series game. Francisco Alvarez is in the ball well. I just don't think Irvin's able to get strikeouts. Now, because, you know, let's talk about the Little League World Series game for a second here. If you don't want to hear me talking about MLB League realignment, you can fast forward like 2.5 minutes. Trust me, I think this is important just for the future. Rob Manfred is talking about, you know, expanding the MLB and changing up the divisions potentially. Again, just for conference realignment or just division realignment. So, if that happens, the proposed division for the Washington Nationals under the new league realignment with 2 new expansion teams would be the Mid-Atlantic Division. And guys, we need to make this happen immediately. The Nationals division would be the Nats, the Pittsburgh Pirates, the Baltimore Orioles, and a potential expansion team likely in the city of Charlotte. Oh, can we make that happen right now? I don't want to ever play the Mets ever again, at least multiple times a year. Goodbye, Philadelphia. Goodbye, Atlanta, Miami, you know, so long, I guess. I don't know. I don't want to play the Braves, Mets, and Phillies anymore. I don't, okay? Let's play the DMV rivalry every year with the Orioles, because trust me, there is no future for the Orioles. I don't care. Oh, Jackson Holiday. Oh, they got Adley Rutschman. Oh, they have Gunnar Henderson. They don't know how to build a team right now, okay? They don't know how to build anything over there. Pittsburgh, oh, Paul Skeens is about to say sayonara in about 2 years because they're going to have to trade Skeens because he's not going to re-sign there. The Pirates will be stuck in poverty for forever. And we just got to make sure Charlotte, whoever buys the team over there, maybe like Steph Curry or something, we just need to make sure they don't become a powerhouse. Because if that happens, we're in a position to make the playoffs every single year. I could care less now about the NL East. Get rid of the NL East. I want it to be a part of the Mid-Atlantic Division in Major League Baseball. I guess it would be they're going to call it the Eastern. They can still call it American National League. We just be in the American League or National League. I don't know whatever one you want to call it. We'll be in the AL or NL Mid-Atlantic Division. Okay? I'm all for it. I'm all for that. Because legitimately, you just got to be, it's like the NFL. You just got to be top 4 or top 1 in your division. Top 4, obviously, division winners get in, or all 4 division winners get in. And then top 2 wild cards or top 2 don't win their division, get in the playoffs too. That's how you get your 6 per conference. Yes, sign me up immediately. I want league expansion right now. I want to see that team in Charlotte. I want to see that team in whether they're talking about Portland, I think, or Oakland potentially. I don't know. I want to see those teams at Salt Lake. I don't care. I want to see those teams immediately. And I want league realignment and league expansion right now so the Nationals can become rivals with the Orioles, Pirates, and whoever the hell this Charlotte gets. I don't know, okay? I need it right now. I need it right now so we can actually get some winning baseball in the district. That would be the most poverty division of all time, too. It would. It would be so hilarious. Division winner with 84 wins. Sign me up. I don't care. Hey, as long as we get back to the playoffs, okay? Please. Like, probably not next year, year after. Please, let's get rid of the NL East. I'm so sick of being in this division, okay? Anyways, on to our 4th best bet of the video today. It is our daily NRFI. We hit yesterday with the NRFI over with that matchup in Boston with the Orioles and the Red Sox. Trevor Rogers, I keep trying to tell you, Trevor Rogers is an absolute monster for the Baltimore Orioles. Today's NRFI comes at Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City, Missouri, as we have the Kansas City Royals and the Texas Rangers. Pitching matchup tonight is Merrill Kelly and Seth Lugo. Feels like a pretty safe bet to me. It really does. I'm kind of surprised we get it at these odds. Well, I think I know why. It's because Seth Lugo's been horrible. Seth Lugo's last 2 starts have been absolutely abysmal, and now he gave up the grand slam to Nathaniel Lowe last Wednesday in Lowe's final at-bat or final game as a Washington National. Lugo gave up 5 runs in the first inning against DC in his last start. His final line was 4 innings, 6 hits, 7 runs. Against the Twins in the start before for Lugo, 4 innings, 9 hits, 7 runs. Start before that against the Blue Jays, 4 2/3, 4 hits, 2 runs. His total ERA, or cumulative ERA or averaged ERA in the month of August is 10.66. So yeah, August has arrived and Seth Lugo has been horrible. It is what it is. It's legitimately after he got that contract extension. He got the contract extension and he's actually phoned it in. That's crazy. That's actually insane. Anyways, we just need 3 outs out of you, pal. We just need 3 outs tonight. On the flip side, Merrill Kelly's going to go for Texas. Kelly's been all right. He had his best start in his last one for the Rangers. It was against his former team in the Arizona Diamondbacks. Kelly goes 6 innings, 7 hits, and 2 runs. He's been all right. He's been serviceable. The bigger reason I like this, though, I think is because of the bats from both squads. Now, yesterday the NRFI did not hit, as Mike Yastrzemski, Yaz, went yard in the first inning to break the NRFI against Jack Leiter. It was Jack Leiter and Michael Wacha yesterday. I think these are 2 better pitchers today, and Kelly and Seth Lugo just as a whole, I like this better. I'll be damned if Yaz is another leadoff home run. I just will. There's potential with the power, obviously, at the top of the Kansas City lineup. Don't get me wrong. And Bobby Witt, too, obviously. One of the premier players in baseball. Yaz is not going yard again. Okay, I can almost assure you that. Bobby Witt's a problem. Pasquantino and Maikel Garcia went yard yesterday. The odds that they go yard in back-to-back days, and on top of that, hit home runs in the first inning tomorrow or today, kind of low. I think, and of course, too, we have the better pitcher in this matchup. It's definitely Merrill Kelly going against Kansas City. So I'm okay with that. Flip side, Seth Lugo versus the Rangers. This is where it gets more difficult. Even though the Rangers are not a better team than the Kansas City Royals, at least hitting-wise, they're not. Record-wise, I guess, too. But, the bats are not as good for Texas. It's a concern because of how bad Lugo's been. Lugo's 35, right? Gets the 2-year extension, and he's been atrocious really ever since. Had one good start, I think, post-extension. But anyways, the guys he's going to have to deal with early in the Texas lineup is Josh Smith, Wyatt Langford, Corey Seager. They've moved Semien all the way down to the 6th spot. Jock Peterson will sometimes make appearances higher in the order, but likely, again, you're going to see some combination of a Smith, Langford, Seager, and potentially an Evan Carter or Rowdy Tellez higher in that lineup. I know Lugo's been awful. We just need to find a way to get Langford and Seager. Josh Smith, not a horrible hitter, not at his hottest right now. Langford went 2 for 4 yesterday. Seager went 3 for 4. Again, both of those guys, this is how it works. Statistically, they're due for a little bit of regression today. That should favor our guy tonight in Seth Lugo. So we're cheering for Unk. It's 35? No, yeah, he's an Unk at 35. Merrill Kelly's an Unk too at 36. Even though I don't really consider Merrill Kelly an Unk. Yeah, well, because he started so late. Merrill Kelly didn't make his MLB debut until 2019. That's crazy. Because he was a KBO guy, right? Anyways. Yeah, I think we're fine here. Give me the 2 Unks, Kelly and Lugo, even though Lugo feels like a much older Unk, even though he's not. I believe in this one. You just get 2 bad offensive teams. Yes, the Royals are better, but the better pitcher is pitching against that better lineup. So everything kind of equals itself out here. I think the NRFI's going to hit today at Kauffman Stadium. -115. Pretty good odds for this one as well between the Texas Rangers and the Kansas City Royals for our daily NRFI. Our final best bet of the video is our final money line. Let's go to Chase Field in Arizona for the Arizona Diamondbacks and the Cleveland Guardians. Give me the Guards at plus money. I will continue to fade Eduardo Rodriguez. Nobody's telling me otherwise, okay? Eduardo Rodriguez cannot continue to put up this many good performances, all right? It needs to stop. Because this has also been a trend with Eduardo Rodriguez. He'll have a great start, and then he'll be god-awful right after. I mean, if you want to look at a trend here, let's look at this. Okay. July 22nd against the Houston Astros. Eduardo Rodriguez goes 6 1/3 innings, 6 hits, and 0 runs. His team actually loses that game. Start after that against the Detroit Tigers. He goes 6 innings, 8 hits, 5 runs. Okay, bounces back against the Athletics. 5 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs. Great. After goes and pitches against the Colorado Rockies. Colorado, in 5 1/3 innings, 6 hits, 5 runs. My goodness. His last start against the Rockies was incredible. 7 innings, 6 hits, and 1 run. Again, it's a trend that continues to happen for Eduardo Rodriguez. One good start, one horrendous start. It's back and forth, back and forth. Tonight's the bad start, especially against a Cleveland team that went into Arizona yesterday and beat the Diamondbacks. The Guardians won a low-scoring affair, don't get me wrong. It was a 3-1 final for the Guardians. Rocchio hits the home run in the 5th inning to put this team on top 3-0. Geraldo Perdomo hit a triple in the bottom of the 9th, but ultimately, obviously, the Diamondbacks fell short in that game 3-1. Yeah, I'm going to take Cleveland here. They're going to be pitching Tanner Bybee. You know, like, he'll play, I guess, 4.54 ERA. Get a little bit concerned with him pitching against the D-backs, but the D-backs have been cold. They have, right? After we bet Rockies plus 1.5 on, what was that, Thursday? Yeah, it was on Thursday. We go Rockies plus 1.5. They then proceed to lose 3 straight games in a row in Colorado, and they lose yesterday to the Guardians. If they win today, oh man, I'm going to be mad about the D-backs, man. I will be. They've been atrocious since we had the Rockies, so I'm going to go Cleveland now. I expect a lot more runs to be scored tonight, and sure, again, wanting runs out of the Guardians, ooh, it's tough. It is sometimes, because this lineup, Bo Naylor bat in the 5th yesterday? Oh, my goodness. But it's Eduardo Rodriguez, though. That's the thing. Like, you know, yeah, the Guardians lineup sucks at times, but Rodriguez is going. Gavin Williams was great yesterday for the Guardians. Zach Gallen was just serviceable for Arizona. I need the Guards to set the tone in the top of the 1st inning. I need Stephen Kwan to get on base. I need Schneemann. Actually, Schneemann's probably going to be batting lower in the lineup today because there's a lefty. Oh, goodness. Does this mean David Fry's going to start tonight? Oh, goodness. Whatever. Like, this is how we pick Guardians games. I need Stephen Kwan. I need Jose Ramirez to show up. Okay? That's what I need. The rest of the lineup, I guess they'll figure it out. I don't know. Because the rest of the lineup you cannot trust in at all, man. Oh, goodness. Are they going to sit Manzardo for Fry today? Oh, man. Like, I know Manzardo's not the best lefty, but really? They probably will, won't they? Ugh. Arizona's not been good at the plate either. I know Bybee's not at his best, but guys, the Arizona lineup it's kind of fraudulent. No, it is fraudulent. We know it is. Past Perdomo, Marte, and Corbin Carroll. Like, Lourdes not in the ball the best right now. Del Castillo, you know? I just like the matchup from the other day in Colorado, and he didn't even play. Blaze Alexander's in the lineup. Alec Thomas can sneakily, like, give you some really good games. James McMahon, same thing. It's just, weird stuff happens at Chase Field, I will say that. Like, the D-backs in Arizona, it's just odd. Like, this team was in the World Series 2 years ago. Well, same fact, like, the Rangers won the World Series 2 years ago. Like, how does this happen? Anyways, I think the Guards are going to win this baseball game. I'm not too thrown off by Bybee going just because Eduardo Rodriguez is going. And I'm not buying into the Eduardo Rodriguez last start at Coors Field. Yeah, he was impressive at Coors Field against the Rockies. And Eduardo Rodriguez, yes, he was the last pitcher that started and won for the Arizona Diamondbacks in Colorado. I think the Guards build off of yesterday. The Guardians are still in contention for the postseason. They are still trying to get there. They're 3 games behind. I believe it's a 3-way tie right now between the Yankees, Mariners, and Red Sox. Cleveland has something to play for. If you win tonight and one of those 3 teams loses in Boston, Seattle, or New York, you're 2 games back. Good chance the Mariners lose today, too, with Christopher Sanchez going against them, right? So, odds on, Guardians win today, they're 2 games out in the postseason trailing Seattle. They are right there, you know? This game means something to them. This means nothing to Arizona other than Eduardo Rodriguez is still trying to prove to people he can pitch in the major leagues. I don't think it's going to happen. I think the Guardians take advantage, and I expect Jose Ramirez to 100% homer today as well. So, give me Guardians money line at Chase Field in Arizona, plus 100, plus money. Absolutely love it. Folks, thank y'all for watching our MLB Best Bets here on August 19th. If you have not yet, though, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy the video. Make sure to comment if you did disagree with any of the picks. We'll be back tomorrow for more daily MLB Best Bets. And go make sure to check out Greedo Plays MMA this week as well. Folks, thank y'all for watching. And Mamba forever.